Welcome to part 15 of the Ratchet and Clank Let's Play. Today we are starting this part off with getting the one gold bolt that we can get in on planet Orxon. And the reason why we are doing this now, well, I just got the Visibomb gun and on the last part, so I might as well get the gold bolt here while I'm already here in the first place. So in order to get this gold bolt, well, it's on top of this ledge, right? We aim the Visibomb gun upwards and hit this wall right here, and it opens a pathway. Okay. Alright, thank God for my editing. Alright, so all you're really doing here is just guiding the Visibomb gun through this tunnel, well, just to break more walls that are up ahead. It's getting more difficult as you go because you have to turn on these really tight corners. Well, I don't think it's really tight. I don't think it's so much tight, but rather how stiff the Visibomb, how the Visibomb controls really work. Like, yeah, stuff like that can happen. And you just gotta make sure that at least he's either hug the left or just stay in the center as much as possible. Boom! We just have one more wall to break. As far as the entrance for this tunnel goes, it requires backtracking, which to the last path that we actually went through in the last part, the path where we got the info bot, basically. So 6 minutes of backtracking later, we climb up these steps, and what do you know? A new pathway has been opened. We just have to go into this. It's a really toxic tunnel. Kind of reminds me of the I'm actually somewhat reminded of the Actually, I don't think this reminds me of anything, to be honest with you. But I've seen grosser in terms of where video game levels can be. You know, like the pinnacle example of that is the shit chapter in Conker's Bad Fur Day. The highlight for that, it was the Great Mighty Pooh, which is a giant shit monster that sings opera. It's like one day when I get to Conker's Bad Fur Day, you'll see for yourself. Well, then again, we have the internet to thank for that. The internet is such a magical place, you know? And it always will be. For the wrong reasons, mind you. Well, actually both right and wrong reasons. And so, can't really say, hey, what's wrong or what's right. But upon exiting this cavern, we come up to the ledge to where the gold bolt is, and we acquire our gold bolt that way. And now so far we are pretty much done with planet Orxon, pretty much. Which we are going to be coming back here just to get the other health upgrade that we can thankfully get. So, that's good. But anyway, now that we are done with Orxon, we can finally head on to our next level, the level where we can actually gain our Raritanium, Planet Hoven, which as you can tell which is pretty much the ice level in this game. So yes, there are going to be ice physics. They can be fun, right? Especially when they're done oh so wrong. And I do mean that in a sarcastic term. Anywho, we actually have an intro cutscene, so enjoy.
That must be the ship that will transport the bomb.
You think? Great work, detective.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't very long, but whatever. So right away, actually, hey, before I go into Planet Hoven, I decided just to equip Ratchet with the grinding boots. It's because after a while, I don't know, I just start feeling bad for Ratchet for a while. Well, I mean, ugh. I think you know why. Especially when you're walking on ice and through thick snow, not to mention the cold weather. That's actually a really cool thing too, actually, where you can equip Ratchet like the pilot helmet or the grind boots just to give Ratchet a different look. It's definitely a prerequisite to, like, say alternates. Well, I wouldn't say prerequisite. That's a really bad word, or at least a really bad way to say it. But it feels like a more primitive version of how alternate skins would work in, say, in future games. Not just Ratchet, but like gaming in general. Although I'm probably thinking that alternate skins were probably a thing before this game, so I could be wrong on that. But yes, we are now dealing with ice physics and well, okay, in terms of the level design, it's not too bad here with the ice physics, all things considered. And like, there's nothing dickishly placed. But Planet Ultanus, I think, which is actually a tricky level, mind you, is definitely going to be a bit more. It's definitely going to be a bit more difficult. Oh wow! I actually got that in my first try, where I actually wall jumped the buttons at the right time. Sweet. Unless if I failed once, and that's weird. Fuck it, I'll take it. Dead silence. Dead silence for a few minutes. I'm running out of things to talk about. Okay. In this part right here, where we have to use the swing shot, hey, you might want to shoot when the beams are crossing. That's when you shoot, because if you shoot the grappling hook while the beams are on opposite ends, you'll most likely get nicked. And if you do fall in the water, that is an instant death, by the way. Because since this is the ice level, what's gonna happen is that when you fall in, Ratchet's gonna turn into a block of ice. Just like in Crash Bandicoot, and that was really close. Again. I'm one for making close calls, huh? That's definitely something, at least. In the final part right here, all we have to do is we have 3 more buttons to press. But as you can imagine, we're going to be walking on thin platform, or at least skinny walkways, with ice physics. Joy. Like, how do they expect you to do that without jumping? I do not know. Maybe they intended for you to jump. Just keep jumping to maintain your composure, especially when you're about to go off the ledge. Like that. Okay, now here, run. Well, he's not run, but constantly jump. Just so you can keep yourself on the walkways. Hey, look, a guy with a drill. Let's talk to him.
Oh, heck.
Is there a problem, sir?
Y'all wouldn't have any spare parts, would you?
Help yourself.
These dang rocks are too tough. I keep breaking my drill.
That rock is raritanium.
Let me look at that drill.
Well, shoot my dog and call me Sally. Thanks, partner.
No problem. I suppose I could take that rock off your hands, too.
Heck, here you go.
So now we got the raritanium. And so, with all that being said, let's actually head back to Poketaro real quick. just so we can get the Persuader, which is definitely going to help out a little bit in terms of helping us gain more weapons. And so, you know, more weapons is always good, especially later on in the game. So, yeah, let's talk to this guy.
Perfect! This is precisely what I need. You will bring me more raritanium.
You can't be serious.
Well, I tried.
So now we have the Persuader. So let's go save lives. we focus on a supposedly illegal item by Gadgetron. And we make that first on our priorities, then we go save the world. Well, we save, well, Planet Hoven. Well, then again, considering Ratchet's character, I mean, I guess it rather makes sense. He's not so much evil, but whatever. Priorities. You say, it's really a priority issue. So anyway, before we move on to the pathway, hey, let's go over here and not only try and gain a gold bolt, but also obtain a skill point. Hey, this is a very simple skill point in itself, really. You just have to kill all the enemies. Something like the Walloper would actually be really useful here. The Walloper, I do think, is actually really useful in this sort of area. Yeah, because it doesn't really cost that much ammo. Actually, it doesn't cost any ammo to use. And it does pack a punch. So, yeah, I kind of wish I had the Walloper at the time. But too bad I didn't. But too bad I don't have it. Anyway, so yeah, that was pretty much our skill point. Just kill all the enemies here. As far as the gold bolt, which is in the same area, let's try. What we have to do here is time our wall jumps with this thing right here, and boom, gold bolt. But of course, this is our. We actually have a second gold bolt to acquire, and the second gold bolt on Planet Hoven is actually sort of easy to miss, especially on your first time playthrough, and you won't notice it until you get like the Map-O-Matic or something. And I'll explain more what the Map-O-Matic does, but then again, it's not really. There's really not much to talk about in terms of how it functions, but still, I guess it's better off to wait, and that's not until like later in the game anyway. I'd rather not waste my commentary. You see, I searched the area. I'm always like that, especially when I'm playing in like online games with friends or whatever. Playing online games like, say, Star Wars Battlefront or the Uncharted 4 multiplayer, where before I go in all guns blazing, I always check to make sure that no one's around. Then I take them down, which unfortunately, yeah, it gets my ass handed to me. Well, to be fair, like in terms of like online multiplayers, I'm not like the majority of players in Call of Duty. I'm not like a certain Call of Duty type of player. I don't camp. I will hunt you down and I'll get shot in the head in the process. Anywho, people, well, as we have yet another Hydra Displacer puzzle. Well, only instead of transporting one pool of water to another, we actually have to raise the water level this time. And so it's really not. It's actually kind of simple. Well, it's just as simple, really. But this is the only time in the game where it actually does something, where we actually have to raise the water level with the Hydra Displacer. All the other times, it's just transporting a pool of water to another and fill it up there. Like drain a pool of water here, then fill another pool of water there, so to speak. But it's still the same principle nonetheless. in terms of the gold bolt, this little cavern I'm in right now, that's where the second gold bolt is. It's the reason why it's so easy to miss is because of the camera angle, basically. So you're gonna have to like, you're gonna have to, I wouldn't say so much go out of your way, but I'm the reason why I'm going over here is because I know the gold bolt is here. But unfortunately the water level isn't high enough. But yeah, see? Right there. It was right there. So now you know. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Let's just do this for one more time and drain the water from here. You know what, despite the fact that it's taking place in a cavern, and we're still on a cold planet. This is probably the only source of water on the planet where it actually doesn't turn Ratchet into a block of ice. But even then, like, Ratchet should be suffering like at least some bit of hypothermia, because let's face it, cold water is cold. And it could it can easily get you sick. The cold can actually, when you're cold, it actually weakens your immune system, I heard. And then because of that, you're more vulnerable to like diseases, like the flu or whatever disease that this earth holds. Although I rarely get sick, like nowadays. I'm usually careful. Another metal detecting area where I have to search out the area like an old man on the beach. Just this part. But nonetheless, and we are on the final stretch too. So that's the. Then again, we're like almost done with this part. Like 17:35 minutes. Sweet. This final part, how should I put it? Yeah, there's a lot of TNT crates. It's which you can set TNT crates and conveyor belts. I don't know how the hell I survived that. Like, I just struck the thing at point blank range and I didn't lose my last bit of nanotech. That's something. English. See that, ladies and gentlemen? It's called luck. And luck is definitely, luck can be cool sometimes. Using my blaster to take those guys out. Now I gotta use the metal detector to go in here. Oh shit! More Blarg soldiers. I didn't want to lose my last bit of health to them. Nope. I certainly don't. You know, even then, I'll just cut or whatever. Like, cut after this part. Because you've pretty much seen the whole level at this point. Boom. Again. Like, you can. I do like how the blast radius was just enough to affect the other TNT crates. It's just so the way is cleared. Convenience is always nice. Okay, so here I try to take these guys out, and I died. Well, so much for not dying to those guys. But anyway, you've seen the whole level, so I just cut after. Anywho, this is how we get our third upgrade.
Hey, buddy, what's shaking?
Oh my goodness. Aren't you just a little angel?
Actually, I'm a little robot.
You're funny, too.
Yeah, but looks aren't everything.
You be nice. I think I got something special for you. How would you like a hydro pack upgrade?
That would be quite helpful for swimming underwater.
Whatever.
There you go, sweetie. You look so handsome.
Thank you, miss. Your craftspersonship is excellent.
If you two are through,
Jealous?
You come back and see me any old time.
However, we only have to see you once. Okay, so right around when this part's gonna end, we just got the hydro pack. Which this is the last. Well, actually, this is the last backpack Clank upgrade for Clank, and all the hydro pack is really gonna do is it's only useful for like swimming underwater. Basically, it lets you move faster. Yeah, but I will be showing this off in the next part after we save the planet. Save Planet Holman from being annihilated by Drek. But anyway, folks, that is it for part 15. And the next time we meet in part 16, we're going to be doing just that. I'm GameMan584. See you all then.